time to talk to me today.
No problem. Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Okay, so how's work tour going for you guys so far?
Overwhelming is the word I've been using. It's been really cool, man. This is our 4th year on Warped Tour, and I expect the crowd every day. At least, we've been playing for a while, but I never expect what I walk out to any day. It's been insane being part of the Monster Stage again. But this year, the Monster Stages are the size of main stages, so filling up an area like that can sometimes be a challenge. But it's been an absolute blessing. These kids have been absolutely insane in every way, shape, or form. Our signings have gone on forever. There's just a lot of love out there.
That's very cool, very cool. I actually got the chance to see you guys at the Warped Tour in West Palm Beach, and you guys were incredible. Great performance.
Yeah, West Palm Beach was a good one. West Palm Beach was an unexpected one for us, too. We walked out, and immediately I looked at everyone, and I was like, okay. And West Palm Beach was the best Florida show that tour, for sure.
That's great. Very cool. Well, today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of your history and a little bit about your Shovel Brand initiative that you have. How would you say that your story, your history, as unique as it is uplifting, how would you say it translates into your songwriting?
It completely is my songwriting. When in writing Void a couple years ago, it was the first real time I ever wrote songs about the stuff that I've gone through and dealt with. It kind of broke that cool guy facade that, I thought because I was in a band I had to, keep up or something. And the response from that was so, again, overwhelming. And kids latching on to, these songs that we wrote, about the things that we've gone through. And, I was fearful that it would be judged wrong and people wouldn't understand what I was trying to say. And, that might, that's it for us. I guess we did something wrong there. But it was truly, truly great. And I started speaking at schools right around the same time as that record came out and was written. And, my life has changed a lot since then in such a positive way. And I kind of now see my purpose in life isn't just to be a guy in a band, but to just try to share my story with more people as many ways as I possibly can. So it was exciting to me after writing and releasing a record, and then for 2 years touring, meeting so many great kids, and then also touring schools like middle schools, high schools, and colleges, and speaking at campuses all around the United States and meeting those kids. I was really excited to sit down and be like, okay, man, the last 2 years, what have I collected? What have I gotten out of this? What have I learned from all of these kids and all of the experiences? So, in writing All Hell, that's kind of what you got. That's what everyone is gonna find out and listen to. The last couple years of my life and my journey.
So a lot of your talks, they touch on suicide prevention and awareness. Is there something that you think has been lacking in this conversation that you feel you were bringing with your approach to it?
The lacking in the conversation is the conversation itself. No one wants to have it. No one wants to talk about suicide. No one wants to talk about depression because it's awkward and weird, and meanwhile, kids die. And I'm only alive and living and well because I had someone reach out to me, and then the entire musical community was there to support me. The more we stay silent, the more that we lose people around us that we love. So are we really going to not talk about this kind of stuff because it's awkward? Because you know what's worse than an awkward conversation? A funeral. And I really feel like sometimes all it takes for these kids is just to know somebody or hear somebody's story, that someone that maybe gone through a similar thing that they're going through, but they made it out through, and maybe they're a little bit older and can give that little wiser advice. And actually, to me, age doesn't actually really even matter. It's just the story that you have. So my whole objective is just to talk about it. It's not to dress it up with fancy words or try to make you take notes or learn lessons that you don't want. And the thing is just the message is that we all kind of go through these things together, and if you're not, if you feel alone in the place that you're at, that you're not alone, that there's lots of us out there that are just like you, and they've made it through and have a little bit of hope for you. And then going to these schools, I also try to kind of trump up without, just speaking solely on suicide, I try to trump up the fact that, man, a lot of these kids, we've lost the art of conversation. We've lost the relationship between two humans and not two cell phones. And
couldn't agree more.
I really feel like though social media is so great and the age we're living in has so much opportunities, I feel like it's squandered. Instead of, getting to know people from around the world and then meeting up with them and living your life, you're just liking something on a page or double tapping a screen. And I try to just get these kids to realize that, like, rich or poor, races, gender, sexuality, all that stuff matters. What really matters is that we're all humans, and a simple hello in your hallways of your school, or like a, hey man, I like your shoes, or your hair looks nice today. Simple conversation, encouraging people, goes a real long way. It takes no effort at all, and sometimes a conversation like that can literally save someone's life because they actually feel acknowledged and important. So I guess that's my whole stress is I don't get down there and I say, don't kill yourself, you're going to be okay. What I say is that, hey guys, look around, man. We really need to help each other out because this world is full of so much negative that we really got to bring some happiness back to it again.
Yeah, I think that's a great message. And I know you kind of briefly touched on this in the last question, but I know in previous interviews you've mentioned a certain phone call from a friend that you received across the world in Afghanistan. And are you still close with him? And does he know the impact that he had on you at that moment?
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't even live in this country anymore. But yeah, I think he does. I hope he does. I hope he knows how much it meant. And once again, I don't think he realizes even that conversation, because I didn't get to talk to him until much later about it. I don't think he realizes that conversation, the magnitude of what it had on me. I think he was just trying to do something right. He was just trying to talk at a friend that he hasn't heard from in a long while. That's all. I think that's all it was to him, was he was just being a friend. And for me, it was an eye opener. It was the thing I needed at the exact time. It wasn't even just the words that he said, because the words he said were so simple. The words that he said, people have said to me my whole life. It was that the moment I got the phone call, what was going on in my life at that exact moment was the thing that really was like, man, wake up, Davey.
And at what point did you feel like you needed to start speaking up and telling your story? Was there like a specific moment when it all just clicked, or was it like a gradual realization that you looked into?
Neither of those. I never, though I had my story, I started writing more and more personal and sharing a little bit of, on Void. And then it took actually, once again, it was the importance of friendship. It took a friend of mine who I was out visiting out in Colorado, and we went out for, went out and had dinner, and we were out for a couple of days, just literally spending time together. And I told him my whole life story, basically, because he wanted to know. He's like, "What are you beginning to end, man? Give it to me all." We were starting some business ventures together. We wanted to get to know each other really, really well, and I told him my story. And this is the man that I was speaking with. He's the kind of guy that, like, he does everything. He's got his hands in everything. He's such a creative, amazing human being that, he knew there was an outlet for what I was telling him. He was like, have you ever told anybody other than myself, like, this front to back, besides like your wife and your parents? And I was like, no, I don't. I just don't really. I just write it down and songs, and I just started doing that. I'm very new to try sharing that way. And he was like, I think you need to start speaking to kids. And he knew I had an education background. I've been working with kids since I was a kid. so kind of one thing led to another, and he introduced me to some people, and I started speaking here and there, and I got involved with a really great team. And now, almost 3 years later, here I am spending all my off time from touring in the band, touring around the schools, speaking to truly inspirational and amazing kids I get to hang out with every day. So it's been quite the journey. And if you told me if you told me 5 years ago I'd be doing this, I would laugh in your face. So and I feel like if you weren't there for my I don't even know what to call it, progression and journey, if you haven't been a part of it in the last 5 years, you might even say, Davey's talking to kids at schools, what about how not to be? And so, but there's been such a journey, and this has been such a long time coming, and everything happens for a reason. Everything lined up at a time that I really needed it too. I needed to go start doing something, and I needed to invest in my time in something that was for myself, but also for so many other people.
And I know you kind of touched on this a little bit, but prior to playing at Vanna, you were a school teacher, correct?
Yeah. So I've always worked with kids. My parents owned a daycare growing up. I worked with the YMCA school program, and then helped run a center. And then I was in between. I was still in bands, doing band stuff a little bit here and there. And I was teaching, assistant preschool teacher for a while. And then I took over head teacher at a preschool in my hometown. And I was taking my vacations and doing little touring stints and taking paid leave and all that kind of stuff to tour. And then I feel like everything, I guess for lack of a better word, everything that's been happening to me has been very serendipitous, and everything happens for a very specific reason. And but I never see that reason until much later. My school closed down right when Vanna asked me to join the band, and that would mean I'd be touring full time. And I kind of took it as one of those things where he was like, well, this is a clear sign. So I was a little hesitant at first, but and just not hesitant because I didn't want to join the band, hesitant because I didn't think I could be that guy. I don't think I could have been the guy to do this, to step into this role, but here I am 7 years later, talking to you on the phone.
There you go. And so tell me a little bit about your Shovel Brand initiative.
It's a pretty simple project I have working. So it's a one-for-one clothing and accessory brand. So basically what it is you buy anything from us, a shirt, joggers, leggings, beanies, and hats we have right now. We'll have more items soon, but every time you buy one from us, another one gets printed in the exact same size. And then yours gets shipped to your house, and another one gets shipped to me, and I bring them to the teen center in the city that I live in with my wife. My wife works at this teen center. And it basically kind of dawned on me one day, everyone donates clothes. Everyone's donated clothes to, a homeless shelter. And, going through these clothes at the shelter and sorting them, you just see that they're all, they're all old and out of date and kind of dirty. And these shelters, the one my wife works at is a teen shelter. And these kids, man, if you just put yourself when you're a teenager, these kids, they want to be cool, they want to have cool stuff. And why wouldn't you? Why shouldn't they be able to have that stuff? I feel like a lot of people tend to look at people homelessness as beggars can't be choosers. You get what you get. But a lot of these kids aren't beggars, man. A lot of these kids were born into this, and a lot of them don't know anything else. And a bunch of them are actually refugees from other countries that are living here. And I kind of just why can't we just get them new clothes? How do we do that? So I sat down with a partner of mine and my drummer who owns a merch printing company, and I was like, can we realistically, can we have decently priced clothing and print two of them? And we figured it out. So it's my Shovel Brand initiative that I am now, it's my full-time thing that I'm pushing. And everybody always asks, how can I help? How can I help? What can I do? Can I post something? Can I do this? Can I do that? And my thing is just go buy a shirt, go buy a pair of joggers, go buy a hat, a beanie, because when you get one, they get one. And see, when they get one, they might just look at it as like, cool, like a brand new shirt. This thing has never been worn before. This is great. Tag's still on it. But when you wear it, you can spread that story when people say, what is that? What shovel brand? Or what's that logo? You can go, oh, well, this. And you can just tell the story of what it is. And then our hopes is that it just kind of spreads organically through word of mouth. I'm not going to buy ad space anywhere. I'm not going to, bend to Facebook and Instagram's ads. What I want it to be is just want to be organic and kind of through word of mouth and through people who want to just help other people, have this growth. And I'm starting off in the musical community. Going to be bringing stuff to Warped Tour halfway through Warped. And I just really want to, I've already shared with a bunch of bands, and there's a lot of bands who are really, really on board with it. So my idea is just to have it grow so there's one chapter in every single state. And that's kind of my hope through all of this. It's just like I don't have agendas. I don't make any money off this. To each his own. Everybody needs to figure out a way to live. And I just didn't want to be another band guy with a clothing company. I already was that. I already had that before. So I just wanted to try to do something to help people. So it's like I said, there's nothing behind. There's no agendas, no profits for anybody. It's just help for people that need help, because I'm only here as a result of people helping and on the good graces of people who love me. So it's time for me to start giving back to a world that's already given me so much.
Very cool. And I know you talk about a lot about, it's kind of like almost your motto, finding your shovel, and how it's all about going after your dreams, picking yourself up, never giving up. What advice would you say to a kid who's having a hard time finding theirs? It kind of goes back to the point of we all kind of suffer together through everything. We all kind of have the same issues and the same problems. So within that, I would more like to say, instead of to the kid that can't find it, because all I'm going to tell them is keep searching, man. Something out there. It took me literally 27 years for me to know why I'm here and know my purpose. And I thought I had purpose before. And there were little purposes, and they led me to this one. So keep searching and keep moving forward, because you will find it. There will be clues here and there, and you will eventually find it. But what I really want to say is, if you have a shovel, if you have this passion in your life that, it's dug you out and keeps you safe, please share it with other people, because there's other people that can't find theirs, and they don't know what theirs is, and they don't know their purpose in life. If you already have a purpose, share it with other people, and don't be afraid of your stories. Don't be afraid of your past. Don't be afraid of judgment of what you've gone through, man, because that's really what binds us all together, is the fact that we all have gone through a lot. And the more we share and the more we all know this, the better off I think we're all going to be. So if you can't find your shovel, you just keep on looking for it, because you'll find it, But if you have, man, share yourself with people, because that's ultimately what it's all about. And I would imagine your fellow bandmates support your initiative. Do any of them work with you on your community goals, or do you tend to keep these parts of your life separate?
My guys are the best 4 individuals to be in a band with ever. They're so supportive of everything, and we all support each other in everyone's endeavors. It's funny because I think I have maybe the most public endeavors, but these guys all own companies and are just amazing human beings. My merch that is, the merch that's printed for Shovel Brand is my drummer. My drummer owns a screen printing company that prints and ships all of that stuff. So yeah, he's involved in that stuff with me, but my guitar player Nick owns a design company called Poor Soul Designs that he designs stuff for me and for the band and for kids, and he's amazing at that kind of stuff. And my guitar player Joel is a male model, and he's a carpenter and a craftsman, and he spends a lot of time working with autism and doing projects with them. And my bass player, he helps run a marketing company, and is trying to bring health food to Warped Tour. That's going to be his passion project next year, is to bring healthy snacking to young kids so that we can all live a better life. all my guys are doing amazing things that deserve as much as recognition as anything that I do. We're just a really good, cohesive team, and they support me all the way. So when I made the decision in the band to say, hey, guys, I'm going to switch it up and start talking about some things I need to talk about, I mean, they were like 100% behind it. Not only were they behind it, but in writing Void, they sat down with me and shared some stories about themselves. So there was never, like, I feel so comfortable with these guys, and I know that they're behind me 110%. And they've been so cool when the kids from schools come out to shows. The guys have been so cool and so nice to them. You know, I couldn't ask for a better group of dudes.
Very cool, man. Well, again, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Dude, no worries at all, man. I appreciate when anyone cares enough to talk to me.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're really excited to get your message out there and really do a lot of the good things that you're already doing. So it was great talking to you, man. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Warped Tour, and take care.
Thanks, I appreciate it, man.
Now you see us, now you fucking don't. Moving in shadows is our only hope. See my friends, we are forbidden.